What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Brian and I'm here today with a hopefully fun and fast one. I am really eager to get this package open. This is the new Winterblade X-Folder from Brian Winters, and it has to have probably the most intriguing locking mechanism of any knife that I have personally ever seen. I saw this maybe a month ago and I was so intrigued that I penciled in the drop on my calendar and I made sure that I caught the release. Here we go, let's get this package open. Winterblade Magnetic EDC. Now I am completely new to this brand. I will admit I did try to watch a number of reviews before the drop to see if I would really like this knife or not, and honestly I understand why. He sent out a lot of promo knives and a whole lot of people in the EDC community reviewed it, but it felt almost like watching an advertisement as opposed to an honest review, because everyone received the knife basically kind of for free ahead of time. So I paid for this with my own hard-earned money, and I'm hoping that I will find it as intriguing and awesome as everyone else did, but I will give you my honest opinion. So let's get into this and see. We've got a little baggie here with a card in it. What does it say? X-Folder, Brian Winters, Magna Cut, titanium handle, batch 1. All right, well, let's get into it. So, really cool that it comes with this pouch. If I'm being honest, you know, an American design, but my understanding is these are outsourced to an Asian country to be built. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the quality or not. I do have this Demco made in Taiwan that I absolutely love. $390 price point. Get a lot of use out of this. Closest comparison to American made, we've got this James brand Klein in Magna Cut with a carbon fiber handle at $450. That's exactly the price of this here. Now I expect my money to go a little bit further in terms of what I would get from an Asian country, and I think it does because this is supposed to have a titanium handle. This is a great pouch. This is just a great pouch, a great way to sell a product. If you know the Demco boxes for some of their high-end American-made knives, they're just these paper boxes. This is a really nice touch. I like this a lot. We've got a microfiber cloth for cleaning that says Winterblade on it, if I can get this thing open. Again, really, really nice touch to include that. Winterblade on the case, very cool. Don't know what this is over here. Extra screw? I suspect that will come in handy because I'm actually left-handed, but let's check out the knife. So, man, it's like really stuck in there. What is it stuck on? All right, there we go. So, they had a lot of black DLC blade options. They had some crystal color options with the titanium, but I went with kind of a traditional stonewash look. Very interesting. So it's gonna be fun to learn this locking mechanism. I do kind of have an understanding of what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to work. There's basically the outer part of the titanium handle here. They did come in a couple different options, titanium and aluminum. I went with basically a stonewash look across the board with the titanium handles, and you can see the blade only goes so far, and that's because there's an inner liner that you need to kind of pop free, which this is my first time ever doing this, and I am left-handed, so this is the wrong way for me to typically operate this, but oh wow, okay. So there's magnets that hold this inner liner in place, and when you give it a good push, I feel like there's magnets and there's actually a little bit of a catch as well. There's a rubber catch at the base here. So I gotta be real careful pushing this, but I feel like when it's caught on the rubber, or maybe it was just that one time. I think now it's more free. So the idea is when you flick this, it causes the inner liner to kind of pop out and create some leverage, and that actually carries the blade with it. So it pops the blade open. So let's see. There we go. That's pretty trick. That's really cool. I am left-handed. I feel like to make it work, I've got to swap that pin over to the other side, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to bother with that. To close this, wow. Okay, all right. That is pretty trick. I am impressed. Definitely never seen anything like that. And in terms of how it works, once it's fully open, you'll see this little notch here. So the idea is you flip this tab, the inner liner pops out. With momentum, it swings the blade open. The blade catches all the way fully open, and then the liner, as it falls back in, locks the blade in place. And the only way the blade can come down after that point is if the liner opens up, the inner liner opens up. So as long as it's closed like this, that blade is not going anywhere. And the way that you ensure it stays closed is you just give it a good grip. This is such an ingenious design for a knife locking mechanism. It's really incredible. It's really fascinating. It's really fidget friendly. It's really cool. So I will say I am impressed by this for sure. I wasn't sure that I would like the made in China quality. One of the reasons that I wasn't sure about the quality of this was actually the fact that it has magnets. And it's gonna be kind of hard to show you in there, but there's two really large magnets that are kind of centered in the outer part of the scales, and they kind of hold the blade in place in the locked position magnetically when it's folded in, and you can definitely feel it. I mean, it takes a bit of force to break that loose. So very, very strong magnets, very effective, and because of that, they actually create that tension that causes this locking mechanism to really pop open when you do that. So again, just a really, really clever, sophisticated design. I'm actually not seeing an issue with the manufacturing at all, beyond just perhaps the idea that it's not super overbuilt. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the blade thickness, the stock thickness between just this Demco Nano, you can see it is a beast of a blade by comparison. Whereas this is a real thin blade stock. I really shouldn't be that kind of degrading towards it, because it's not that it's like bad, it's just that Demcos are so overbuilt. This James brand MagnaCut Klein is a bit thicker too. You can kind of visually see it. So there's a trade-off here. You know, you're paying for fidget factor, for coolness, for design, and it's a slicer. I mean, for EDC, I think this is incredible. I think this is a great, fun, pocketable blade that has a lot of neat features and design elements to it that you can show off to your friends and really make a talking piece. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this, and in hand, it feels better than I honestly thought it would. I thought it might feel a little bit flimsy, but there is no blade play. left, right, up or down. It is locked firmly in place. There also is this cool kind of pivot spin lock that, there you go. Now it's basically a fixed blade because you can't pop that open anymore. I'm blown away by this design. I'm really impressed. I think it's really fun. Feels really great in the hand, albeit just a little bit shorter than I would like, but I can get all 4 fingers on it. We got some jimping up here, smooth up top. Feels really natural. I don't know if you'd want to hold it up here. I suppose you could. You could do that if you really wanted to. I think I'd prefer to kind of keep my hand into that general area. But yeah, this is great. This is really fantastic. I like this clip too. This is a real solid clip. The titanium handles, scales on this look really great. The X-Folder, really modern font. Winterblade, really modern font. Blade shape and design, the whole thing just looks like it's a knife out of the future. Really, really impressed with this. Really happy to add this to my collection. Again, for comparison, for things in a similar kind of price point, this one is $450 with the titanium scales. This right here, the Nano, was $390. If I had to pick just one for EDC, it'd be a real tough decision, and that's why I don't make decisions like that. I mean, I carry this Nano with me religiously everywhere I go, but I could see this Winterblade making it into the daily rotation as well. The blade shape, thickness, sliciness of this is perfect for kind of EDC, box opening, box breaking down. The coolness factor is off the charts, and definitely by comparison to this James brand here, no contest for me. Not a fan of the James brand in terms of how it deploys, so this one absolutely wins. And just for sake of comparison to really high end, we've got a Demco compact, and you can just see there, this is a $700 price point knife, and you know, the difference in price absolutely shows, but we gotta be fair, this is, you know, 60% price-wise. So really happy with this purchase, really impressed. Definitely a very, very cool talking piece of a knife. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Are you impressed? Do you want one? Do you have one? What do you think about it? Would love to hear from you. That's all I've got for this one. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you at the next one soon.